What's up, everybody? We're back. I'm sorry. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we're back. And I'm going to be back here for the conceivable future. The foreseeable future or conceivable future. Not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere for a while. I've taken a couple of trips this latter half of the year. So we are not going anywhere until April, most likely. But the good news is the next trip is in April, mid-April, and that will be the World Senior Team Championships. So I have an informal agreement with some of my former teammates and American master friends to, once again, for the second time, play in the World Senior Team Championship, which is in Albania in April. So I have a new goal. We've set the new goal, and it's that'll be going till mid-April. So if you'd like to donate and support our trip to Albania for the U.S. Senior Team 2, this is a completely self-funded effort. We have no financial support from the U.S. Chess Federation or anyone else, so appreciate it. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there before we focus on the task at hand, which is, we're going to get back to streaming on a regular basis, hopefully Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, so at least 4 days a week. I know I've been away a lot, but we're back now, and that's all that matters. I know a lot of people have kind of forgotten about me if you don't stream on a regular basis. Chess stream viewers are very fickle, so if I'm just gone for a couple of weeks, you forget I even exist. But, it doesn't matter. I've been doing this for 9 years. Right, Asterbait? We got 801 members in the team. That's right. Probably like half of them are like inactive accounts. But anyway, it's the thought that counts. All right, we got Blitz Arena. I mentioned the new stream donation goal for World Senior Team Championship Albania, April 2026. Right now, got Pawnda Arena. The link is in the stream chat at the top, and you have to be a member of Pawnda Team, or what is known as the Pawnda and Horses Club, technically. So, if you guys would like to join, just mention it in the chat, and someone will help you. We've got 5 players. Hopefully, we're going to grab more. I'm going to send out one more Desperado email, or message rather, not emails. One more Desperado message to team members. Now! You will join now! You will join. You will join now. You're being mind controlled. Pawnda demands it. Anyway, we try a different approach here. Let's see. All right. In 11 minutes. Last call. Starting in 11 minutes. All right. I'll just say 10 minutes, whatever. Anyway, so Pawnda. And Pawnda went to the washing machine. Pawnda is clean. He hasn't had a bath. He hasn't had a bath in a long time. Feels like he gets a little smaller every time you put him in the dryer, though. You can't wash Pawnda too many times. All right, you have to have him restuffed at some point. Send. Here we go. All right, last call. Email. I mean, when I don't stream for a while, I end up not getting as many viewers, and subsequently not as many players for these tournaments. Normally, this type of Blitz Arena is very popular. We have 20, 30 players. But the fact that I haven't been on in 2 weeks is like, oh, people forgot about me. So please don't be disappointed if we only have like 10 players, because that's how it usually goes. Unfortunately, the thing that really holds me back, I think, is the fact that, Twitch has disabled, and now this is for a long time, Twitch has disabled messaging, followers, which is a tragedy. You could do direct messages to followers on Twitch, you could have a lot of viewers, but it's just like that's been disabled ever since then. It's very hard. I mean, I need to rebuild like Discord, because Discord is a better way of um, of connecting with people, or somewhere anyway. So anyway, in the next 4 months, we're going to try to sort this out and get a better feeling of community here. But I'm going to be here. So just got back from Prague on Sunday. That wasn't very lucky. I played well, but I'm not lucky. So we don't talk about that. Okay, Sparklehorse, Redusa, our director, Ruslan Bear, and Astrobate so far. GS Shaki, if you join and you don't play, you're gonna get banned from the team, because you did that last time. So please don't join unless you're serious, because you cost someone else. That wasn't an arena though. That was a Swiss. So he did it in the Swiss. Yeah, arena doesn't matter so much, but please don't do that in Swisses. If you join in Swisses, you're gonna cost someone, time in a game. The Blitz arena, not so important. You can drop out or come back as you wish. So we've got a Pia Kremlin quote: "When you finish a game, you're very happy and you feel like king." Well, yeah, that kind of depends on when you win or not. But anyway, but afterwards you see so many mistakes. So that's almost always the case, isn't it? Very deep quote from Pia Kremlin. All right. Yeah. So without further ado, we have 9 minutes till the Pawnda December Blitz Arena starts. So Astrid, would you like to go first and share your December? What's been going on. Let's all share a little story. I don't have any good stories from Prague. I didn't socialize that much. I seem to get more interesting stories at chess. I don't really have any good stories that I picked up. So what's going on with you? I see Astrobates here. Iatan is been here before, but it's kind of new. And no one else knows I even exist. No, where's Tomas Reinson? Where's Nefidov? Where's all of the regulars? Oh, Redusa's here, but he's not talking. Ruslan Bear is here, and he never talks. But we got an anonymous viewer. That's nice. Lots of viewers, huh? Let's just see. lichess.org. Pawnda December Swiss is up there on my list. Anyway, all right. So, let's get some players. We got 7 minutes. That's how it goes. First, your money, then your bros. Now, where's all of our regulars? Where's Jeroen? Well, they didn't know I'm coming back, right? They're like, when is Sudgy coming back? I didn't announce it. How do I expect people to just be psychic? They don't know I'm coming back. Hey, man. You should have told them that you're coming back. Yeah. I just assume at this point everybody knows I can't be away for too long. You get your hope up. You say, okay. I did send a message yesterday. So it's not like this is just cold caller stuff. Mr. Coffee is here. Now there's a faithful friend for you. Mr. Coffee closing in on the 100 barrier. Subscribe to Tier 1. He's subscribed for 97 months. He is not restricted by PayPal. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, be careful, Mr. Coffee. Don't give out your personal information to any strangers, especially not on lichess. When I asked you for your personal info the other day, I admit, like, you probably shouldn't give away personal information on lichess chat. So, all right, here we go. No. I mean, yeah. I had a really weird thing yesterday. Tell me what you think. But somebody, like, I guess this was a phishing email. But it really looked like a legit email from Discord. It was like someone had created another Discord account on my email, or so it looked like, and they were asking to, I don't know, confirm, verify the email. And I was like, well, how can you have 2 Discord accounts on the same email? That seems kind of like it says everywhere that's not really possible, but I don't know what they're up to, but somebody clearly, like, trying to make another Discord or get me to reveal my Discord credentials or something like that. Very deep. Mr. Coffee on a 10 stream watch streak. I think you're even ahead of Asterbane, man. So I'm just trying to awake. 4 minutes, we're starting, Mr. Coffee. We might need you to sit in for a couple of rounds. You're probably at work. But I only have 5 players because no one ever comes when I've been away for a while. So we need to build up again our following. I don't know. No one loves me. Number 1. No one loves me anymore. It's fine. Whatever. I don't know why nobody loves me. I get no love. I play chess and I compete for my heart. Well, not just chess, but poker too. And I try my hardest. Hopefully I get some love from the viewership, but nobody is here except for just our closest friends. Asterbate and Mr. Coffee. Alright, so we had one fellow Pawnda at Prague, EPT. I told Mr. Coffee and Asterbate about that. Cormoran KR from Latvia. He had a very good score. And we actually cashed in the same Omaha tournament at the European Poker Tour. But he said he doesn't have time. Sadly, he said he doesn't have time to play chess. Now, I thought that's kind of lame, but, to play one tournament every Tuesday, come on. But whatever. Everybody has time to play chess for like 2 hours once a week or something. I mean, that's not... The I don't have time excuse is kind of lame, Okay, you're just not playing chess. People go through periods where I think they're just not playing chess. They go through those phases, right? But this is really not a big deal. 2 hours, give me 2 hours of your time. Man, we only have 5 players. This is going to be a very small arena. But I know Asterbane, I've enjoyed playing Cormoran. He's a good Blitz player, and he's a nice guy. He invited me to dinner, but I couldn't go because I had already left when after my final aces got cracked and my last mystery bounty tournament before the bounties kicked in, tragically, I just left. I was like, I'm out of here, man. I left like before the last day. I'm out of here, bro. I'm not even sticking around for like the last... There was like a $300 tournament, €300 tournament. I'm not even going to torture myself anymore. Pardon my French. When it's not happening, it's not happening. So I don't know where everybody is. I sent six messages. We have lots of regulars. Do people actually get these team messages? Pawnda and Horses Club. Let's see. Decline requests, settings, recent members. Recent members. Yeah, but I mean, very few of these members are actually online. And I want to see team leaders, because someone on decline requests, message all members, Swiss tournaments, team battle. I want to see how many. Sometimes it shows you how many people get the messages, but let me check that. Message. Okay, 67 members out of 801 have unsubscribed. So that's still over 700 players that are supposedly getting messages. But, I mean, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, we got a request to join the team. Mad NPC again? Haven't you joined already? Well, beggars can't be choosers. But they can be losers. If Mad NPC joins, we'll have 7 players. Mr. Coffee joins. Not suitable for work. Mr. Coffee. Mad NPC. Join the tournament now. Not suitable for work. I understand if you can't play. We got 7 players. Need at least 10. Come on. This is too small. I haven't run a normal tournament in like weeks because before this it was like a Swiss, which was really small. End of year evaluations. Ooh, that sounds scary. But on the positive side, we have a new donation goal. I can't even spit it out. World Senior Team Championship. We've agreed to play in April in Albania, so that's something to look forward to. Probably my next tournament. Although I have, although I have, what am I playing? Not the Benko Gambit, right? The trying to clear my mind. You played the same-ish since when? Wow, that's weird. I guess he changed his whole repertoire. Repeta. Um, I'm comfortable against the same-ish, especially this sort of bishop e3 line. They don't have to play d5. They can also play whatever, knight g2. I don't know. Maybe we played this once. I don't remember. But that sounds scary. Evaluations. They're evaluating you for like dementia or what? What are you being evaluated for? Superpowers? Or are you evaluating the others? Mr. Coffee, I needed your statistical statistical excellence to help me calculate, what are the chances of losing 5 money coin flips in a row? But I asked ChatGPT to do it for me. If you combine my prog last year with this year was worse. But if we combine them both, like, it's almost unbelievable. 1 in 32. That's right. Very good. It's around 3%. That's how lucky I am. I am truly lucky. And blessed be. So knight d5. Oh, that's an old move, right? Okay. Yeah. I think Geller had a game where this happened. His opponent played like that with white. Took with the knight. You're supposed to take with the c pawn. And this game was, an illustrative example of what to do with black. I saw in a book years ago. Don't remember what book it was. King's Indian for the attacking player. I don't remember. Graham Burgess. Same odds as a 2400, losing to an 1800. Yeah, I don't think about it anymore. I just bore people by complaining about my bad luck. It is really boring, but nevertheless, it's very surprising how much bad luck you can really have. I amaze myself. I really do. So we're gonna try to get this knight through to a good square, or at least somewhere, before the shit hits the fan here, so to speak. If I don't take now, I guess we have alternatives like what? Rook e8. Well, I have no idea what that does. Just superficial. So bishop takes, pawn takes. You could even play knight to d4. Another interesting move is h6. No, he'll take on f6 with a knight and then take on h6. That's no good. So the plan I thought was to take here. Okay, now he has no d5 square. He has a bad bishop. We need to bide my time now. 95, of course. 94 is not necessary. Okay, interesting. So that's a little annoying. Very smooth move. H6. H6, bishop H6. Yeah, he doesn't have to do that either. Okay, it's raining. Oh my god. Are you serious? Why is it raining? They were just lighting off fireworks. It's fucking raining. Alright. So, yeah. Oh, Mr. Perfect strikes again. Instantly. Okay, B5, take. Rook takes, queen takes. H6 is interesting. If bishop H6, we might have something there. I had a game like that with Jay Bonin years ago, where I was white in a similar position. Yeah, but Redusa is so fast when it comes time to need to be fast. H6 doesn't really do anything. That's what bothers me here. Rook B8, A5. Similar to a game, where did I play at the World Senior? Bad Luck Bill. Yeah. I've never been lucky, you know, in poker. I feel. But maybe it's the same in chess, you know. It's just like always doing things the hard way. Hard work and determination. Some people are so lucky. H6, bishop E3, B5, take. What does this do? I don't know. This is just creepy, dude. You're creeping me out. Of course, there is C4. The old queen A5 thing that usually doesn't work. Alright, Asterbait, you inspired me. I'll play in Benoni style. I don't trust this. My last hand at European Poker Tour in a 1650, I had aces. We're good on the flop, but the guy has a flush draw. And then a brick comes on the turn, and I lose on the river, of course. Because of course I do. I have to lose. That's my job. This other guy who's a pro at the table was like, bad luck, man. And I was thinking, like, yeah, that's my life. F4, wow. So you can do F4 for real? Holy shit. Oh my god, he has F4? Whoa. Should I check? I have no idea. Seems stupid to check. I was surprised that a pro would say that, because you've heard it so many times. It's just kind of like, this guy just like busted in a high roller for 10K, bought into our table late, and then he's like, yeah, bad luck. I'm thinking like, man, I think that most pros just wouldn't say anything. You know how the other guy feels. It doesn't help, you know. Okay, he tried to be sympathetic, but Whatever. I just like complaining about stuff. All right, so take. What do you got? E5. I don't think it works. And I've got B4 in, coming on the way. This looks good. Rook E8. Why not? What do you got for me? I still have B4. So that I don't understand. Though maybe. What's that? Feels like he's making kind of random moves. That's a good sign. Random moves are good. I have knight takes D5. All sorts of crazy shit happening though. Rook E4. I don't have to take that pawn either. I'm playing it safe. I feel like I'm playing it safe here. Not getting involved in any wonky tactics. But maybe I'm playing it too safe. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, our pieces are certainly active. And we're not unhappy to see that. Position remains, what looks like approximately equal, but maybe not. I have rook there. What's up? Easy. He saw his move there. I thought he had a move there. Oof. Alright, analysis board. How was this game? Not that bad. I made one mistake, one inaccuracy. Not that bad. Another request to join the team, Neil from Earth. Neil from Earth. Okay, you're welcome. Back. Alright, back to tournament. Sorry. Hello. Hello. Alright, how many players we have? 7 players. With Neil, we'll have 8. Wow. We're like setting the world on fire. Come on. Where are you guys? Neil can join. We got 8 players without Neil. There he is. No, he's in. So that's 8 players. Wow. 8 players. Normally we have like 30. But nobody remembers who I am. Yeah. So we're playing poker for 2 weeks. Almost a week and a half. I don't really know any good stories to tell you guys. Bad beat stories are so boring. What other stories? Did I have any other interesting stories? I don't remember any good stories. I didn't get drunk, It's not as fun when you're not drinking. Acerbate, what's up? No, I take tournament poker very seriously. We're on our best behavior, just like even better than a chess tournament. That is a bad move. Do not do that. Bad acerbate. Now what should I do? Bishop e2 or take? Normally I take. C3, okay, I guess you could try to argue that somehow a6 isn't that bad in that instance. It's not as bad as against, say, castles, probably. Because I do have some weaknesses here on the light squares. And I think that's rather counterintuitive. But the tempo that you lose with the a6 is... It is pretty significant. You know, we're going to get people who are dropping, by the way, guys. So don't be too surprised if that happens. Very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. That pawn. I can use that. Influential pawn. Guys, let's get 10 players. Come on. The opponent left the game. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. It's an arena. It's really a bummer when it happens when we have a Swiss, though. That definitely sucks. Alright. Asterbate doesn't have enough compensation for the sacrificed pawn here. I'm going to loosely call it a sacrifice. Oof, and now he dropped a piece. Somebody's rusty. You wouldn't normally miss that. Asterbate missing a simple one-move fork. Have you been playing hooky from the chessboard? Not typical of him to miss a one-move threat like that. Very surprised. Very surprised to see that. As usual, he's playing too fast, but we're going to try to keep this as simple as possible. Yeah, well, you're down a whole bishop, so it's over. Nice knowing you. See you in the next life. Entertaining. Good thing my rook is on d6, blocking me from doing a bishop. Okay. Alright, Aspie, gotta take more time. Especially you're playing a strong player. Your ruin is here. I'm sorry, guys, I should make an announcement, like in our team, in the Discord, that we're back, but I always just send a message on lichess, and I know a lot of people don't pay attention to those lichess messages because so many people are like spamming in the lichess messages. I think that in a lot of cases people just completely turned it off or tuned it out or whatever, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I think the lichess communication and messaging system should be overhauled, among other things, but it's just not an effective way of communicating with our base, you know. So, speaking of communicating with the base, the U.S. economy lost 41,000 jobs in the last couple of months, so that's good. Tell that to the base. Okay, guys, we're up to 9 players. I am unemployed. I'm employed, I just don't make much. Alright, so what do we got? Another game. Ruslan Bear, very nice, very nice. Good to see you. I'm not going to berserk. These players are fast. All 3 of my opponents are fast. I have 3 quick opponents. You know, they may not be good, but they're fast. That's grotesque. C3, beginner line. It's totally grotesque, of course. But Ruslan Bear, he plays coffee house openings. That's what he does. That's his job. So what I try to do now is, what I usually try to do here is prevent e5. So queen c7 is a way of really locking down control of e5. This is a typical move. Now I play knight f6, and if you play bishop f4, I just play d6. Not e5, but just d6. And black is very good. we've looked at this in depth with some of my students, these types of things. This doesn't really help him here, you know. I mean, c3 is very passive. It nullifies his bishop on g7, but takes away his knight's best square. I don't know how you resolve, like, the b2 pawn needing to be protected in the future. Because, like, b3 and c3, you can't really play. Acerbate, any suggestions? It's tempting to play d5, I know. I know it is, right? I got the a5, a4. I don't care about that. And I'm threatening a4. Grabbing space, maybe some rook b8. Now he does have this knight c4 thing. I don't care. We plonked the knight on g4. Not really. Probably d7. With the idea of knight c4, bishop a6. This move, which is rarely good, but I think is good if he puts his knight on c4. You don't normally want to go bishop a6, I would say, because doing that, you know, it just commits the bishop when it doesn't really know where it wants to be. Ruslan doing nothing pretty well here. I'm not sure about queen c5. I gotta watch cheapos like queen e3, queen takes c5. This very well might be a mistake by me. I was looking at this. His b2 pawn is awful. It looks truly awful. I can just pile up on b2. It's such a terrible static weakness. And this is like madness. h4 madness. Maybe I should stop it with h5, but it's somewhat, you know, loosening to do that. But I think I might very well go for it. Queen g3 will probably follow. So I guess the problem is my knight left the area on the king's side. Hard to protect my king's side now. He is kind of a genius. f5 is very risky. I mean, you know, it actually needs to be considered because his queen is kind of awkwardly placed here. Risky for me though to play f5. You know, going into the fire. Playing with stack b2, he actually has very strong play now with queen g3 and h5. That looks very scary for me. I'm regretting. I'm literally regretting doing what I did there with knight c5 now. Very serious regret. His attack looks so easy to play. So easy to play. Any child could do it. You know, queen g3, knight f3, knight g5. How can he do that stuff without leaving some weakness behind? I might have to come back with knight d7. Queen e3 is a cheapo, but I don't know if it's as good as queen g3. Objectively, I'm not so convinced by that move. Do I want to keep my dark square bishop? I don't care so much about that. But he's playing really well, I would say. Would you like to trade queens? How about a queen trade? Then you don't really have an attack on the king side. I'm indifferent to trading dark square bishops. Like, you see a lot of people move the rook from f8 and play bishop h8 and all that. And in my experience, it actually makes things worse. That's a totally overrated, like, defensive plan, especially in the position where I'm attacking what, the c3 pawn with my bishop. Who cares? You know, bishop's not that great. Now we have 11 players, setting a record. Guys, be the first to donate. I'm going to the World Senior Teams in Albania in April. We're trying to raise money for the trip, so we got until April to reach the goal. Just so you know, World Senior Team Championship, USA, Team 2, self-funded. Just like when I went to Poland 2 years ago, we did very well, and I'm looking forward to a great event. 9 rounds. Now, you don't want to trade queens, eh? Okay. Whatever. Fine. It's a little hard for him to do anything now. Interesting concept would be, yeah, knight f3, f6, but then maybe knight d4. I don't know. Even that might be good for me. That could get kind of weird. So, I'm going to trade. We've got this. He was thinking about taking with the pawn there. I can tell you. I'm pretty sure. I like rook d1 for white. You should definitely get that d file going. Here I can prevent f4. I think white's still okay. You know, he's played really well, to be honest. Okay. So what am I going to do now? I'm threatening bishop a2. Oops. Oh, no. Whoops. Oh, no. What are you going to do about that, bro? There goes the queen side. Oh, no. There goes your queen side. Bye-bye. Nothing you can do about it. Oh, no. No f4. No defending against bishop a2. No checks. No nothing. Yeah, that's a little slow. Oops. Bye-bye. I can't say I've ever won an accelerated dragon exactly like this before. But it's nice to have a clear plan and just execute it. You know, like the whole plan was b2, right? That's why his structure is kind of bad. I mean, you normally don't do knight takes c6 with white and accelerated dragon. It's a beginner thing to do. But sometimes it's not so easy to punish them. And here, you know, if I don't have this, you know, what do I have? Sacking the exchange. I mean, this is out of question. White is dead. He's totally dead. You got nothing. I mean, f5, queen e5. Say goodnight, Gracie. Queen g5, queen f6. Game over, man. Look at that bishop. Now that's a classic, like, Kopak Sicilian special. Queen c1. I dare you to play queen c1. He didn't play it. Now he has no moves. I guess bishop d3. That's fine. Fine, whatever. I go here again. Now we just slowly make progress. You have no threats, do you? No serious threats. Rook f8. Ta-da! For Ruslan. This is just pure misery. No chance at all. Oh no. No, none of his normal, like, slimy counterplay. Astrobate in first place. Oh my god, dude. Go, Astrobate. Astrobate was in first place. Now he's in second. Neil is in third. Jeroen in fourth. Ruslan Bear, our director. Kellart is here. Uh-oh. Kellart is here, and they are dangerous. Dinekis is here. Can also play. Chessmaster 1205, who I really don't know too well. Praying Mantis. So people started showing up. Okay. Hello. Going to bring fresh air and crazy attack to the tournament. Just know, don't drop out of our Swiss tournaments, Giashaki. You did that last time, and you have a yellow card for that. Last time you were in a Swiss, you just, like, didn't play your game against me. I sat there for like 10 minutes waiting for the game to finish. It's not cool. So this is an arena. It's different, but if you do play in the Swisses, please don't do that. All right. Anyway, we got 13 players setting world record. We are setting the new world. It's hard to get a game. Well, there's not a lot of players. It's hard to berserk. I had fast opponents all games. I mean, almost everyone here is fast except for me and Jeroen. Another fast player. Okay, Dinekis goes with King's Indian type setups usually. There's nothing special the English player can really do there. No, you were playing another game, Giashaki. That was the problem. You were playing another game while you were, like, losing to me on time. You know? It was weird. You were, like, in the tournament and you're playing another game. So I don't know what you were doing. Alright, so I'm happy to see this, though. I had a game a couple years ago against the Hungarian IM, where he got a pretty good position in this line, but it should be kind of a good line for me. Now, interesting idea here to play knight f3, I wonder. I'm pretty sure I played b3. But if I play this seems very natural for me. You know, it's like it's a Grand Prix Sicilian in reverse. If you take my pawn, you know, you're going to get all kinds of problems. So that's very dangerous. Anyway, sounds like we're in the tuberculosis ward. Neighbors are coughing. So he just takes. Now, okay, so now we have a legitimate choice. I can take either way here. If I take with the G pawn, you get more central pawns for your money. I had actually originally planned on taking with the E pawn. Even E4 is interesting. I mean, to just play it in a kind of classical way here. I don't know. I don't see how I can play bishop g5. I think my bishop deserves to go to the long diagonal. Other bishop. This is a tough one. Dark squares for me are very weak, but I have a big lead in development, you know. He'll probably play bishop b4. Is that even good, though? I mean, if you think of this like a scotch. Bishop b4, e5. Queen e7, queen e2. What do you do? That looks like a bad scotch for black. Can he even allow e5? I mean, bishop before e5. Yeah, he doesn't want to allow e5. Now his bishop shut in, but that's okay. It's a shut in. So now what do I do? Where's his bishop going? Kind of weird. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put my bishop. This looks like the right square. Yeah, I mean, I guess if he tries to do something fancy, like take, knight g4, that move is very slow for black. I'm prepared to castle either way here. Either or either. So, bishop h3. Don't know about that. This is probably a mistake. Probably a mistake. Probably. Provolone. Get the feeling he wants to castle queenside as well. But it looks more dangerous for black than for white. To be perfectly honest. I have a pretty big, chunky control of the center in this position. Very chunky. Chunking. Now, we're going to see, you know, something that's been bound to happen for a long time here. Essentially. Rebecca is playing pretty well, I would say, you know, positionally. Now threatening bishop takes c4. Well, okay, that doesn't give me too many choices now. I don't really want to weaken myself. Queen a4. You have knight g4. G4 is very annoying. This might give me some additional options, like knight g4, bishop g5, that I might otherwise not have. Yeah, so bishop d4, it would be the preferred move, but he can hit me with c5. So with this move, I just kind of buy time. Not really where I want my bishop, but I think we have a lot of options now. I mean, probably, we do have a lot of options, even knight f4. Probably rook f1, rook df1. He's playing a great game, and he's extremely, extremely fast. Objectively, he's probably worse, but it doesn't make it easy for me. Oh, that's just stupid at that point, I think. To go to f4 would only be exposed and lead to more complications and problems. So I have knight f4. Bishop f4 is just to give him g5, a million things. He's so quick. But white seems better. I mean, a lot better, but we don't really have anything concrete here yet. F4 is tempting. Still no threats against his king whatsoever for me. Did I miss knight f4? No. Wow, he went back. That's a very passive move by black. He's so aggressive. Using to trade pieces even though he has less space. What's that do? I don't know what he's doing. Can I attack? When you have less space, you should allow exchanges, although I don't know. You know, he should have exchanged bishops with bishop g4 and bishop trade light square bishops. I mean, it's weird that he didn't. But anyways, not clear what I'm doing here. As his time gets faster and faster. Looks like bishop f3 is a mistake. Hopefully not a serious one. He has knight f5. Look at his pieces. I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I see that. Flailing with one move threats isn't going to help you. Yeah, we have a very strong position. No exchanges. Fine. If that's the way you want to be about it. What? Wow. So which way do I do this? I think I see maybe the best way to do this. Got e4 covered. What? Oh my god. Wow. That is insane. That is insane. I'm really pissed off right now. Oh my gosh. His queen's protected. This is crazy. He's playing like a GM. I thought I was winning his queen, but it was protected. Yeah. What? Sees this move instantaneously? Bro, whatever. Bro, whatever. That's like playing two different people. I mean, the guy who played the first half of the game and the guy who played the second half of the game. That's really insane, you know. You're playing two different people. It's crazy. Look how merciless he was once I blundered there. Look at the statistics. Do you see any inaccuracies or mistakes after I hung a piece? Practically none. And no time, too. This is really crazy. He made only 2 mistakes after I blundered. With almost no time. That's so weird. He's 1600, right? You play like a 1600. His time usage was fast. Always too fast. The one thing that's for sure is that he always plays fast. He also won his first game. Eric the Rat, I haven't seen you in like 2 years. Alright. Looks like Asterbait is just rolling. Yeah, that was a very heartbreaking game. I used all my creativity and skill, and he has a completely lost position with all his pieces on the back rank, and then he just like, you know, once I hung a queen or whatever it was, I hung a piece, thinking his queen was unprotected. I sacked the piece for nothing. It didn't work. I didn't see his queen was protected, and then he just plays like perfectly. That's fucked up. What composure. No panicking. Yeah, that's a terrible move. I don't know why people do that. That's even worse than Asterbait's one. Never play A6 in the Roslimo. It's not the Spanish, okay? You haven't played E5. You're playing the Sicilian, not the Spanish. Your development is a lot slower. But honestly, you know what? I don't even care about bishop g4. If you want to trade off your bishop, that's fine with me. I think a lot of people with black, they're thinking like, oh, I'm playing the Spanish, you know, but it's not. It's worse. It's a lot worse. Yeah, this is just no way. Very bad for black. He trades pieces, which eases his cramp a little bit, but... Okay, in this case he didn't. Which is interesting. So I don't know if I should even do this or not. Knight g5. While very tempting, is it even a good move? Well, I mean, I do open up the f-file. That's double-edged, too. Maybe I play bishop e3 first. We just drive you back. Wow. Okay, that's suicide. So I'm definitely taking Dinakis over Ruslan Bear if they have a heads-up match. Ruslan Bear is just doing things that no one in their right mind would consider. You know, giving the bishop on e6, you know, and letting your pawns get destroyed is suicidal. Dinakis would never do that. He would find a way to, well, move the bishop back, man. I mean, you got to move it back. You've got to move it back to d7 or c8, or at least protect it with the queen. Man, I can't believe I hung a piece, but he was constantly putting time pressure on me. That's the thing, you know. I normally don't blunder, but I'm rusty and I'm slow. And I haven't played much in the last 2 weeks, so I just thought it was over. I thought the guy hung his queen. You know, I just win. And he defended with another move, queen c8, insane, right? Insane defense. Just the position where it looks like there's no way you're going to save yourself. And Dinakis just gets, you know, move after move. First, it looks like he's totally dead, but he has queen c8, avoiding getting mated. You know, so there was some pretty amazing play by him in the second half of the game. That annoys me. We're up to 13 players, not a record. We got about half the amount of players I normally get for this tournament, since I haven't been here in 2 weeks. So hopefully next week, you know, everybody will know we're back to regular schedule. Next week is actually like Christmas, isn't it? Not quite. So next week we're still good. It's the 23rd, actually. Yeah, 2 days before Christmas. Whatever your beliefs are, there's no excuse not to be here next Tuesday. I don't care what holiday you celebrate or don't at all. Next week I want to see at least 25 players. Acerbate? Hello, Julie Proderbest, or Yuli. You're European, I guess. Yuli. How does the position when both kings and the majority of their pieces are locked in a pawn cage? Yeah, that's not good. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like Dinakis' position in the first, my loss 2 rounds ago. But he's so fast. That is a unique move, Astrobate. Never seen anyone do that. I have never seen anyone play that move before. Very unusual. So what's the moral of the story? We can destroy Mr. Pawn. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mr. Pawn. Now, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have a bad pawn on d5? You could have just traded him off. So you think you can maintain this thing on d5 in a favorable way? Wow. Maybe you can. Maybe you are a genius. You know, if I castle, he can try to launch some sort of stupid attack with h4, but objectively that's unsound. You know, if I play queen a5, he plays bishop c4. So the question is what to do. I think I should castle and evaluate based on what happens next. We have e6. We have e5, maybe. Leaving the pawn on d5. I kind of like this option. You know, but objectively, he's making this work. Chess noob. Closed and open position. Well, it's hard to define. Closed is closed. Closed, you know, really closed is obvious. This so-called semi-open and all that, you know, it's hard to define. So, wow. Yeah, Acerbate is going for it here. Black looks good, but can I maintain the pawn on e4? So e4. If I play e4, he can pile drive a lot of stuff on that pawn. I don't think I can pull it off. I think I'm going to have to take. I don't love that, you know. I wanted to play e4. So he's still okay here. This is getting greedy. You're like strategically greedy. I mean, you're just being greedy. Why do you have to do that? Why don't you just take the pawn back? Man. Maybe it's a good move. I doubt it, but it could be. I will protect my pawn. He could have just simply taken back. Why try to be fancy? Why do you have to be fancy, man? You know? Why be fancy? Don't be fancy. You know? Just play good moves. You're not getting your pawn back. You are not getting the pawn back now, bro. I assure you. But do I want to give up my bishop? I don't really want to. You know, it's not so easy for you to not so easy for you to pile up on that. Maybe I'll just give it to you. But then you have the white square bishop. It's unopposed. It's very easy to play this. I was expecting h3. Queen d3 instead, though. Maybe I don't, you know. Then maybe I don't take. I only take if I have to take. Oh, God, you scared me, bro. It's like, what are you doing? He's playing with no plan. It's amazing how well Acerbate can play without actually calculating more than like one move ahead. Bro, come on. He hung a piece. You're just giving me the game on purpose. Not good. You don't calculate. You're just throwing things around, you know. Move to move. You need to calculate, Acerbate. Not calculating enough. You have plenty of time. You need to use more of that time to calculate. Now, Gia Shaki is in first place. Very disappointing. So who is he beating? He's 22-1 in bullet now? What? That's kind of new, isn't it? I don't remember Gia Shaki being 2200 in bullet. Wow, 1649 in chess 960 isn't bad. That's like 2000. Disappointing. No, I didn't mean that. Didn't mean that. Not disappointing. Did I say that? Disappointing? Why would it be disappointing? Not disappointing. Okay, let's caveman. I mean, I don't care if you're 2200. I wouldn't be disappointed, you know. It's looks fine. Too much bullet chess, though. You don't listen to me, like most people. You know, the one thing that a lot of bad players have in common is that they don't listen to me. I shouldn't say bad players. But let's say players who aren't living up to their potential. I'll put it that way. I'm going to need to see your license. The people who obsess with playing bullet, they're leaving a lot of potential on the table because they don't listen to me. Don't play 5-3 like it's bullet. If you want to play bullet, but don't bring your bullet to 5+3. It's a different game. It's a different sport. It's not even the same. It's not even close. Not at all close. Bullet is not chess. It's like I don't know, video game. Wow. So what am I doing here? Not clear. I don't care about b4 anymore. I gave up on that. I'm done with that. I don't even care. I don't want to play b4. Now you played c5. Now that changes everything. Now I'm really confused. Yeah, no, I didn't expect c5. I agree. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think he was going to do that. But he's playing a tactic. I have to be careful though. Like takes, bishop takes. Little shaky. It might be okay for me. b2 at the end. e4, bishop takes. Crazy stuff going on there. I don't want to go into that. Damn. You know, this reminds me of this game I played years ago with my best friend. It's very similar. I was better the whole game. It was like 1987. I was better the whole game, and then I like hung a piece, and that's how it ended. It was really stupid. I don't know about this. This doesn't seem right. But he's playing so well for his rating. 39,000 Blitz games. Why is your Blitz rating so much lower than bullet? You played a lot of rapid and a lot of Blitz. Too much focus on the bullet. You know, you shouldn't play bullet all the time. WJ Loof, I was thinking about you because I was on Discord and I was looking in the photos room, you know, and I noticed your old posts there on the Discord. Some of your old posts in Discord. We need to get back to the Discord. Alright. Yeah, this is kind of what I figured. I was figuring on biggering. And biggering. Anybody? Any Lorax fans out there? Dr. Seuss fans? Yeah, now we're starting to see some sort of shaky looking moves. I don't know what black is doing now. What is he doing? Oh, I see Queen e6. Nope. Not today. Alright. He's allowed my king to take up resonancy in a solid position in the center. It's safe there for now. Denekis got away with this style against me, you know, but if you look at the score of both Denekis and Giashaki, the reason they have such a bad score against me is they're playing for time, not position. Once in a while they get lucky. You know, once in a while you guys are going to get lucky and win a game and it feels great, but you're not really playing chess. You're playing the clock, you know, and that's fine for bullet, but it's not okay for blitz or rapid. I don't want to trade queens, really. I'm good. We have good position, I think. Beautiful knight on d5. And black's starting to look very iffy strategically here. All of the pawns on the wrong color. Now my b4. B4 is looking good now. And the queen side opens up, and suddenly black's like, uh-oh. Black's losing on the queen side. Although I wouldn't mind a winning sacrifice somewhere here soon. He's still hanging on though. Rook takes check, no forks. A4. So very similar to the game I failed to win against Denekis in strategic terms. I just take toward the center. Push. Whoa. Which way do I play this? You take with the pawn? Yeah, how are you protecting that? Oh, is the stream frozen? No? Oh, you allowed to fork. Oh, no. Alright. This is where we close the deal. That bishop is like being down a piece. Do you have something there? Yeah, nothing's gonna save him now. Well, never say never. I've lost, you know, such good positions that no one would believe in my life, but this isn't gonna be one of them. What's up? Reduce just played one game and left. It's important that I win this game and everyone else beats Giashaki because, you know, he's among the leaders here. Now, speaking of bad bishops. Oops. Oh no, you can't take. Oh no. Right. Well, he's lost almost all of his games. He only has 3 wins in the middle, you know, surrounded by losses. Well, we got a request to join the team. Sinus, you're back again. Now, how many joins is that? We should have a prize for, like, people who join the team multiple times. Black was okay in that opening. You know, what I did wasn't anything... It wasn't particularly sound. I mean, I don't think h4 and stuff. And then to try to do g4 was kind of dubious. But the English, you get those Englishes, it gets really dry. Speaking of closed positions, the closed English can be very dry. I wanted to do something interesting. So mad NPC. Don't be mad. Alright, I wanted to play... I don't know, I was playing it yesterday. Some Blitz games. Used to be a regular feature of my repertoire. Oh, I hate when people do this line, though. We have a couple of systems. Oh, that sucks. That's just boring. Boring. Okay, like a lot of times they'll do queen f3. Well, this is fine. What should I do? g6, castles, bishop g7, rook e1, knight c6? Probably not. Boring, but it's playable. I mean, yeah, I mean, white's position is... It's perfectly reasonable. Should I try to castle king side? Safer to castle king side. I guess just g6. So, bishop, I don't know. Okay, rook e1, bishop g7. Do you play d4 or just d3? Position is equal. This has to be like totally equal. But white gave up all of his opening advantage. You never play boring things with white. Well, this is up there on the boring scale. Bishop takes d5. You know, the line isn't boring. The way you played it is boring. You know, trading knights on d5. You're not supposed to do that. So e5, rook e1. Okay, it's totally equal. I don't want to do anything crazy like castling queenside. But there is a risk I'm running care of the game, you know, petering out to being kind of drawish. Now you want to trade queens. That's nice. That's really... Speaking of annoying things, that's also annoying. Alright. That is an issue. We have an issue. Wow. What a move. Queen takes e5. d5. I don't like my queen side. I can play queen d6. That's also kind of fishy, though. Well, I am not loving this. Wow. He's 1700. He's used 15 seconds for the whole game. 1530 and bullet. Okay. Queen b3 is like number one move there. Very strong move. I am officially concerned. You're playing like a genius. In a very straightforward positional way. It went from boring to just like better for white. Now kind of a strange move. Supporting, obviously, yeah. He is a genius. Very good. Too strong for your rating. A little bit too much wanting to trade pieces, though. Why do you like trading so much? You just loves a good trade. Problematic for me to win this. How am I going to win this? Draw is one thing. But how do I win? You have more time, better position, equal position at least. This is very annoying. Who is this guy? Not my style. Well, I can get in c5. That's not a great idea. Yeah, I'm pretty phased, man. 1530 bullet, 1700 blitz, 1600 classical, 1400 classical, 1641 rapid. You wonder what I'm doing? So am I. So you're like a strategic genius who doesn't see one move tactics. I'm very lucky there. Extremely dangerous. He was winning the exchange with bishop takes b8. I'm crazy, you know. I played c5. I have to exchange on e5 first, and I played the move in the wrong order. So that's my second blunder. And he's still better. He also beat me twice in very, very, very strong games. And that was in long games. So if he wins this game, you know, he's got a huge score of 50% against me. Now I'm better. I don't know if it's enough, but I think that's a serious mistake. But maybe you didn't have anything better, actually. Yeah, because I have queen b7 check there. That was a problem. You had a legitimate problem. Wake up and smell the coffee, man. Boy, I played so bad in this game. Hung the exchange. The opening was lame. But you deceived me. You know, you played this super boring knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, whatever, and then all of a sudden you got a little edge because I couldn't get in e5. The bishop c4, yeah, it's a very typical variation. Lots of club players played. I think objectively e5 is better. You know, so whenever I play like e4 knight f6 and people play knight c3, when I play d5, I'm expecting them to play e5, you know, and then they're like take, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're one of those guys. It's okay, it's fine. You know, it's a well-known variation. But objectively, I do think that e5 is more testing. The way I played this was atrocious, though. I mean, the opening was atrocious. He put me to sleep, and suddenly I'm like, worse. Now you hung a rook. Weird. You made 3 inaccuracies and 2 blunders. Take away the inaccuracies, you basically, yeah. I mean, well, you know, you could have won an exchange for nothing, so. You're a great player who just needs to work on tactics. But I mean, strategically, you're very strong. I mean, the way you handled that opening and with simple play, you got an edge. Your weakness is easy to correct. You know, it's the easiest thing in the world. Do tons of tactics and combination puzzles and stuff. It's so easy to fix. It's not easy to become a strong strategic player, but if you have problems tactically, I think it's the easiest thing in the world to get better at, especially today. You know, you can't ask AI to teach you how to be a good strategic chess player, but you can do tactics puzzles and get better tactically very easily. Almost anyone can. So I think if you have a deficiency, it's much better to be weaker in tactics. Positional play is hard to correct. I'm bad at both, you know, so it's always tricky to get better because I don't know which to work on. WJ Lou, thanks for resubscribing. 77 months, by the way. This is my first stream in like 2 weeks, so I'm a little rusty. I tried to play a couple of games before the stream, but weak opponents, and didn't really count as a warm-up. And while I was gone, I almost didn't play at all. But nice to see WJ Luke back. How are things in the US of A? Alright. Guys, don't forget to donate World Senior Team Championship. Your tactics are decent. Well, I mean, you didn't see Bishop takes B8. Simple moves. You didn't see Bishop takes B8. I mean, maybe when it comes to like doing puzzles, you really look for the tactics, and that's different. But seeing the tactics during the game, maybe you're just not looking for tactics. It's not that you can't see tactics, but you're just like you turned it off because you're not doing puzzles. But you need to keep it turned on at all times. It's important to be alert tactically. It seems to me that you're playing strategically very well. For your rating. Like, you're way better than your rating, I would say. And I said that before. Kellard is here. He's very strong. And we only have 14 players, but it's been a while. Alright. Enough is enough. What do you play against E4? Sicilian? The modern defense. So I have a thing I like to do. You gonna auto do H5? No. You're gonna let me play H5? That's awful. Ew. Yeah, I don't like takes on H5. Alright, let's stick with the rook. We'll give him I used to play a lot of H4. That's a strong move though. E5 on my rook. That's annoying. So I have to make sure my rook is defended. I guess we're going to do a fianchetto. I love playing H4, H5 against people, like, randomly. Roy Lopez. Someone mentioned I'm a Roy Lopez player, they said. Yeah, he's not lacking in bravery. What am I doing here? Wow. That's insane. Dude. Okay, that's a crazy move, man. Wow. That's a brilliancy. And another brilliancy. I thought you should have played pawn takes, actually. But again, you know, you're playing really, really, really well here. Frighteningly well. I mean, this player has, look at the score, a half point at 15 against me, but you're like really good. It's pretty strange. Playing the best possible moves, like in a sequence. I think I have to play G4. I have to keep the position closed. When are you going to start making mistakes? Oof. Wow. One-track mind. But I kind of give up preaching to people because it just doesn't seem like it's worth the time. Yeah, that's a stupid move. But what isn't a stupid move here? We're going to have to be very, very careful. Okay. So what's up with your H pawn? How's he feeling? Good? Everything's okay with that? He was sacrificed by General Putin. That's another one. Another one goes. Yeah, I think you're gambling unsoundly. 2 pawns. My king's going to end up on h1. You get a really interesting position, and you know, play it too fast, and this is what happens. The only thing that can happen is like a sacrifice on g4 that I'm concerned about. I don't care about that pawn. Wow, he didn't even want it. Look at that. No, doesn't even want it. How am I going to make this work again? Rook h5? Oh, actually, yeah, it's a pretty good move. Queen c8. I think you should play Queen c8. Kellart is catching up. 30 minutes left. Well, how many players did we finally get? Oh, I can't see. 14. Half the usual. So hopefully by next week we'll get back to 30 players. Guys, we need our first donation for World Senior Team Championship, April. PayPal down. No. Masturbate and I were having problems with our PayPal accounts, but I finally got mine. Mine's working again. Yeah, I think maybe c4. You have queen d7 now, but that's not going to save you. You fell for it. This is even worse. Oh no. Oh no. I used to make fun of Larry Christensen because although he's a great attacker, sometimes he would miss tactics for the other guy. You know, when you're looking for tactics for yourself all the time, there's a tendency to miss tactics for the other guy. Even like the greatest attackers in the world are sometimes too focused on just them. You know, it's like narcissistic chess players. No. We are not doing that. Oh no. I can go here. Running out of gas. Okay. Maniac is not good enough. We have to be more... Oh no. I didn't berserk any games. Did you guys? I'm assuming that you did. Well, we'll go with our best. Yeah, everybody plays this. How come everybody plays knight c3 against me? Sorry for the mistake. Well, I mean, that's difficult to say. Kellart. Who is Kellart? I think it's a German player from Germany? Wasn't there another Cal art? Similar? Cal X or something? This is an old variation. A lot of people would play bishop d3 there. I had this years ago. Oh, Kuchrin had a move. What was it? What was it? What was it? Is d5 is normal, right? But Kuchrin had some innovation, I remember. He played once. I don't understand what it was. Oh, this is the usual suspect. Byron Jacobs. Alright, years ago I had Blitz games with Byron Jacobs. Plaskett as well. This is the English method. So what am I supposed to play now? Normally I do a6 and like bishop g4. But I imagine, you know, there's other ways to play. Blitz games. I had a Blitz game with Jim Plaskett back in like 1998 on the Internet Chess Club in this position. This is how long I've been playing this. This is ancient history stuff. This variation is as old as the hills. But it's not really promising for white. Yeah, I think you should have taken with the H pawn. You took it the wrong way on g4. So how do I deal with that pawn? Byron Jacobs. Plaskett. Yeah, knight a4. Maybe rook c8. Do I really want to do that? e6 takes. No. I have to take. Well, I don't have to do anything, but it's probably the best move. The simplest thing to do is take here. Again, not necessarily best, but simplest. So it's kind of like a Gurgenidze Caro-Kann. I like black. This is, you know, thankfully a variation that I've faced a lot. I think, well, I don't know. I don't think the Grand Prix is a great opening. There's this a4 move. But honestly, I think the Grand Prix is just the club opening. Kellart is the kind of player who's, in my opinion, a little too good to be playing club openings. You gotta get beyond the... You're at the level where you need to play something, you're ready to play something better. You need to stop playing club stuff. You know, this is like playing the London system, except you're playing e4. Grand Prix is a great like starter system, but I think it's not something you should continue to play, because stronger players are going to just equalize. The bishop e5 though, you know, on knight c3, g6 you have other options. Don't have to play f4 here. No, I don't think you should. h4 is interesting and d4 is interesting. Even the close Sicilian is okay, but my last choice would be f4 in that position. I like a lot of different close Sicilians, but I just don't think the Grand Prix attack has much to offer. It's been analyzed to death. Am I blurry? Or is it just the beer? No, just my eyes. So this move involves bishop a3. I would typically play bishop f8 anyway. This is like standard. Like I did this against Byron Jacobs and Plaskett years ago. Same thing. And that's why I'm drawing a reference to, you know, the Gurgenidze Caro-Kann, because bishop g7, bishop f8, that's a very typical maneuver in the Caro-Kann Gurgenidze. Bishop on g7. I could play for f6 there, but bishop a3 is coming in. I think I have a problem. I can't allow white to play bishop a3. If he plays a4 and tries to force it, that's a different story. That will involve weakening his pawns a lot and the c-file. I think that black is just good here. So, the other option that you have, of course, is to play the Roman. Pawn takes pawn. Maybe it was Kudrin who played knight f6 right away, leaving knight on b5. I can't remember what it was. Let's see. Okay, so we got to watch the b6 square and all that stuff. Maybe I ought to consider playing b5. Because the knight a4 that is annoying. This is kind of an afterthought, but the more I look at it, the more I like b5. A knight a4 is super annoying. You could even sack a pawn like rook c8, knight a4 or something. Okay, now I have to close it. And maybe you can revolve your knight to a good square, I don't know. But in the meantime, seems like I should have good chances. Knight h6. Look, mom, no g4. You're backward on the c-file. What is this? You're prophylactically dealing with that? Okay. My knight's stuck. Got to get it back in the game. Now I'm going to play h5 or not? Well, I guess I have to. So now, again, we're in Karakan-Gurgenidze territory, but it's also kind of like a French defense. When I played with some good French defense players, when I was white, sometimes you like this pawn on d5. It's very strong, it really is. And I think it's subtle how strong that piece really is. So g3, I don't know what you're up to there, but that doesn't look like a good idea. If you think you're going to play g4, I mean, that's fine. Fine by me. Because this diagonal is like deadly. I don't think you should even consider playing for g4. Maybe you shouldn't play g3 at all. You're not attacking me on the king side. We're just better. I mean, even if I trade off your bad bishop, it's fine. It's like a Barusian-Jacobian type of thing. Good French defense. Very good French defense for black. I feel like I'm repeating myself like Donald Trump. I just keep saying very good, very good. It's a winning. It's a great. Use very simple words. Your scotch was my dude today. Scotch? I could go for some scotch. Yeah, best move, rook d1. Okay. Now, my a6 pawn, I can't just ignore that, but I guess we play rook c8, huh? So we're keeping an eye on this guy, Mr. Backward Pawn. Now we're threatening to win material. So I take, you take, I take, you take, I take. So if a5, you can trade. Interesting. So takes an a5. We'll trade everything in a5, and we've got a better rook in game. I guess. You have to defend. Then I pile up. Your king is not in the right place, obviously. I don't think that's going to matter. Who knows? Okay. So how do we finish him off here? G5? G5, very tempting. It's also the H file. Remove my king. Close to winning. I mean, you can't get much closer. What about rook e4? I don't know. I want to find a way to make progress here. Yeah, obviously he's defending. F5 seems like a huge mistake. You had to play rook f3 and try to trade rooks there. I would assume. Maybe not. I should be winning now. Guess it's not so easy. Still not so easy. Amazing defense by my opponent. What's up with this king and pawning game? Take, take. No, I don't really want that. I don't think so. Takes a5. Well, that was certainly a close call. That's not check. Not an easy game. Whew, bro. Alright. Meanwhile, Giashaki has 20 points. Playing Keller. That rook endgame was really, really touch and go. I mean, it probably was a draw. But typical endgame where it's like harder to play from one side. Against me, you have some small chance. Against Magnus, you have like 0. Magnus would torture. He would torture a 2600 there. You know. It's just so hard with a weak pawn on c2 and the other weak pawn on e5. 2 weaknesses. Hard to get at my weaknesses. You know, my a5 pawn, you couldn't get in behind to attack it. I would lose that position with white against a strong player. Almost certainly. Alright guys, we've got time for one more. Maximum 2. But thanks for tuning in. This is our first stream back from Prague. European Poker Tour. Obviously we're playing chess. Thank God. Because I need a break from poker. Kellart is he's got a tactic. Nope. Could have played knight takes c5 there. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Is he gonna go crazy with sacrifices? No, he just keeps it simple against Giashaki, but Giashaki's gonna castle. So Giashaki is talented, but doesn't listen about the bullet. Just too much super speed. All right. Don't underestimate Giashaki though. They can be dangerous. And congratulations to Denekis today. He beat me. He's lost to Praying Mantis, although he berserked. And he lost against Mad NPC. That's a very good win for Mad NPC. Denekis is much stronger than his rating, and I think he's also capable of playing well, though normally he plays too fast and consciously plays for time. Not as bad as Giashaki, but in a similar way. Losing my voice. It's been a while since I talked so much, you know. I was very quiet at the world scenery, yeah. Very quiet at the European Poker Tour. I had one or two unpleasant interactions, but for the most part, it was very civilized. Lots of alpha male action in poker tournaments. That sometimes gets annoying and rather boring. Right, Asterbait? Been to Vegas lately? Oh, Asterbait, by the way, you know, I don't know, I don't really have a lot of money, but if I ever get to Vegas in next year is the National Open is in June. I was thinking maybe I should go to the National Open in Vegas and play in the World Series of Poker at the same time. They overlap, you know. There's like this typical, you know, yearly National Open in Vegas I've played years ago, and I could play some tournaments in the World Series of Poker at the same time. But I don't know about finances. You know, I'm pretty broke after Prague. Prague just crushed me. I just don't have enough buy-ins to withstand the fluctuations. But if something happens, like maybe I get lucky or something somewhere, we'll see. One of these days I'll visit Asterbait in Vegas. It's been a long time since I've been to Vegas. So anyway, I'm just talking to the wall here. But hopefully we'll build our following back up. We used to have a following, but I have been streaming regularly. We're back. So bring your friends and be part of the community. Looks like we're going to take this down. Giashaki is facing a lot of good players, including Kellart right now. Is that game over? Yeah. Kellart beat him quickly. Looks like Giashaki is kind of burnt out. So what's up, guys? Thursday is an analysis stream, and I had a few people send me games in the last 2 weeks when I was away. So if you did send me a game for Thursday analysis stream, I will try to include that. Madam PC, you're not talking to me about the Scotch, right? I don't understand. There's someone else who played the Scotch against you? I'm not a really big believer in the Scotch. It's not the same as like the Open Sicilian, you know? I think the Scotch is nothing. Maybe it's good enough for equal, but I don't think a white should get an advantage. It's nowhere near as good as like the Open Sicilian. Because black's getting out too quickly, you know, with e5. Black should be fine in the Scotch. So we're playing Gia again. Going for 30. This is my last game. I didn't berserk. Not a really great time control to berserk in. I don't like to play 2.5. But anyway. If you love to berserk, you can feel free to berserk. Acerbate. Guys, don't do that. That's bad. It's bad. Bishop d3 is bad too. If you do it, you at least put your bishop on c4. This is really bad. This is inactive. It's an. I call it the amputated octopus. It only has like 2 legs, because the other 2 legs are cut off. It has nowhere to go. You know, very bad move for white. You stop knight g4. Very well. So let's say I play rook b8. Does it even do anything? Well, anyway, I don't care. I'm just gonna castle. You're not gonna castle queenside. Feel like I've been here, done that. There was this game years ago that was published in Chess Life against Matthew Cornett where I sacked a rook on b2. It was beautiful. From about 15 years ago. It was around 2008, I guess. There was this is a classic, you know, sack on b2. It was a draw, but it was a beautiful draw. Here. What do I know? No. They don't want to listen. Rook b2, king b2, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, queen b4 check, oh my god. It works, doesn't it? So what's the point now? If bishop g7, queen a3, just a minor detail. Oh shit. Just, oh no, he doesn't even think about it. Doesn't even think about it. What do you do after queen a3? I'm really curious. What am I missing here? My friend Salvador Alonso had a game like this last month, or he's from Argentina, but he played some tournament in Europe. But it wasn't a dragon, it wasn't an accelerated dragon, it was like an e6 Sicilian, but the same theme where he got some weird queen a3 on the guy. This looks bad for white. I just recapture. No, that was beautiful. Now we're just, you know, in good shape. What can we say, right? Are you threatening me? No? Alright, what do I do now? Bring in the reinforcements. Knight d7. Do I want to do that? Running out of time. Oh no. We need more points. I guess bishop e6. I don't know what this does, though. I'm just going to take his a2 pawn. That doesn't look like a good idea. Not a really good idea, actually. Maybe bishop e6 isn't a great move. Would it be the first time I made a non-great move? And this is actually scary. Now it looks like he's threatening queen c1. So I should trade. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Not today. Taking no chances. Convert. Oof. What's that? Check? Alright. Yeah. Is that even a good move? Good question. Probably wasn't. Let's trade queens. We're not going to make it in time. We still got the lead over Kellart. You know, I think he should trade queens, ironically. Given the amount of danger that his king is involved in here. He'd be better off trading queens. Sometimes you just have to suck it up, you know, and admit, like, yeah, I should have traded queens. But he's being stubborn. The game likely won't count because he'll be able to max it out. In terms of time. But anyway, this was a beautiful game. The rook takes b2. I think it was working. Typical motif. You're gonna checkmate me? You're gonna checkmate me. Oh no. That's not very nice. Now my queen is trapped. Well, it's not so simple. Not so simple, is it? Knight 85. Knight takes g4. That's really nasty. Maybe it doesn't work though. Well, I think I have it. Knight takes g4, bishop takes, check, king e1. Anyways. Perfect coordination. Oh no. Oh no. Good tournament, guys. Tournament pairings are now closed. And I don't know if there's any other games still going. Kellart, yeah, Kellart is still playing. No. What? No, wait. Where's Kellart? Yeah, Kellart is still playing. Ah. Queen g4 in the bishop's opening. I don't know where that stands. Yeah, this is a line. Is black supposed to play g6 there? Praying Mantis is out of practice. We haven't seen them in a long time. But I think they're a really good player for 1400. This has given me some really tough games. I know they were annoyed with me always saying that, but it was true. Anyway, this game is not going to count for the final standings. So guys, 14 seconds left. I want to thank everyone for playing. congratulations to Denekis on winning after defending, a difficult position against me, and he played great after he got a little present. I managed to win, but Kellar played very well as well. Giashaki in third place with many games played. Denekis in fourth. Mad NPC also. How did you play so many games, Mad NPC? My God. You played even more games than Giashaki. How is that possible? Redusa had a bad tournament. Ruslan, Praying Mantis, nice to see you back. Jeroen, and Astrobait in 10th place. Guys, we're going to stream on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, back to regular schedule. So you can count on us streaming at least 4 days a week. I want to thank everybody for joining us again. New fundraiser for World Senior teams. No donations yet, but hopefully Thursday that will change. I'll see you guys Thursday night. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for subscribing. WJ Loof also. And we had a follow from DK Chessmaster. I will see you guys Thursday night. So it's 7 p.m. Normally a 7 p.m. start Thursday night, possibly earlier. I can try to start at 6:45, hopefully. All right, I'll see you guys there. Sunday night analysis stream. Thanks everyone for your playing, and hopefully we make these tournaments better again. I'll see you Thursday. Bye bye.